JD, right now, I look at there were three moguls in my lifetime: Jermaine Dupri, Puff Daddy, and Suge Knight. Suge and Puffy, you know what's going on with them. They're both gone. Mm-hmm. You stand alone. What is your thoughts on, and not going into their specific cases or anything, about the industry, where we are in the industry right now? And is there added pressure on you being the kind of the last one standing?
Nah, because niggas don't give me credit for being the last one standing, and I appreciate that because that I don't have that pressure. But I definitely look at it. I look at the space, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I can do this, and this.
Yeah.
Even though I wanted to do this, but it's like driving. You want to get to that HOV lane. But the traffic right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You gotta wait to get over there. You might get one lane every 20 minutes. You know what I mean? That's how my life has been. It's like I feel like I got penalized a lot from being from Atlanta. Right? And because even when you talk about moguls, right, you don't never really hear people talk about my office and what was actually happening inside my office. It's not something that I actually put out here, but it's public knowledge that Little John was the A&R for So That. Scooter Braun was the person that worked at marketing. Yeah. Like all of these people, I handpicked these people and actually put them in the music business. Lil Jon wasn't in the music business before he worked at So Def. It's like so. But you don't ever hear that part. That ain't my story. I think the production part or whatever it is just overshadows that. So usually the mogul conversation ain't really a heavy conversation when it come to me, but it should be. But it's never really one that people actually talk about.
Wow.
Bridging the gap between Atlanta and New York with Money Ain't a Thing with Jay-Z. What was y'all relationship like, and how did that banker come about?
Same thing. I was surprised that Jay-Z knew who I was. And I went to New York and we was doing this photo shoot in Harlem, and it was called A Great Day in Harlem, where it was like this, they did a jazz musician and they redid the photo shoot with rappers. Yeah. Right? So it was me and Chris Cross, and we went to New York. I think me and Brat was there with us. And on my way to the photo shoot, I was listening to this Clue mixtape. And on the Clue mixtape, Jay-Z had took the Sleeping in My Bed remix beat, and he started to rap. He did a freestyle, but he started his rap off using my y'all want to dance, I'm gonna make you dance thing. Mm-hmm. And he did it just like I did, but he changed it up. He said something else, but he still was using the cadence that I use and the tone that I use, because that's what he was basically referencing. Yeah. And I was listening to that, and I'm like, damn, Jay-Z, fuck with me, huh? That's crazy. Because you got to remember, like, I'm plagued by y'all niggas country, y'all niggas, and y'all from Atlanta, ain't nobody fucking with y'all niggas. Never. So that's all that's all I'm hearing. Every time I go somewhere, that's all I'm thinking. Like, yo, I'm starting at the back of the line. Like, niggas ain't really fucking with us because we from Atlanta, right? Yeah. So I'm just, when I go to New York or I'm going to LA, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm thinking like, oh, they don't really know me. I'm just this little nigga from Atlanta just trying. I got a kid group in an atmosphere all old ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the other thing that people don't understand. When we got into rap, it wasn't no 17, 18-year-old. I think Special Ed was one. It was far and few. You know what I mean? But so Chris and it's still, they was 11 and 12. Even if you're 17, 18 years old, 11 and 12 still feels like romper room team, right? So here go these 11 and 12-year-old kids that's performing at SOBs with Dodge Effects and Cypress Hill, and the whole place is, I feel like, more adults. I'm only 19. I ain't even legal yet, right? So my mentality is just, oh, y'all know me. Oh, y'all fuck with what I'm doing. Oh, this nigga like what I'm doing. So when I heard it, I always used it as my entryway to just become friends with people, right? So I'm like, oh, damn. So I went up to Jay-Z at the shoot, and I'm like, yo, I heard that shit you did on the Clue tape. You fucking with me, huh? And he's like, yeah. And he was like, so as soon as he said, yeah, I'm like, shit, let's do a song. As soon as he said that, I'm like, let's do a song. And I don't even think I had my album mentally ready to go, but I just was seizing the moments that I was getting and these opportunities because we were, like I said, I had to come back here to Atlanta. When I came back to Atlanta, we ain't had that type of scene here. So whatever time I was put in that scene, I was trying to, shake and bake and do my little hustle thing and try to make as many ends meet as possible. So that day I hooked up this relationship with me and Jay. We started talking. And then I'm like, shit, let's do a song. He was like, let's do it. And luckily, the Dru Hill remix really was popping in New York. So it made him want to do it even more because he heard it on the radio all the time. And the remix became massive around the world. But in New York, I think I got an award from Hot 97 for like the hottest remix of the year, that song. So with that song being that way, it really put that impression on Jay because Jay was also into trying to get himself going. Yeah. So it felt like I should really fuck with this little nigga. He got the motion right now. So luckily the Dru Hill remix, it made Jay say, shit, I'm gonna go to Atlanta. He came, flew to Atlanta. I picked him up and took him down Old National. You know what I mean?
Okay, American Gangster though, y'all teamed up again to put that album together. I mean, what were those studio sessions like working on that, sir?
Well, I mean, like Money and the Thing. Look, so Money and the Thing was, I never would have even called the song Money and the Thing if I wasn't listening to his album on the way to the airport. So where was it? So I live across. If anybody know that, know Atlanta that's listening and watching, across the street from Holyfield in Dix Leon is where my mother's house is. That's where I lived at. So from the bottom of Old National to the airport, y'all know that ain't but like 15, 20 minutes, right? Right. So I put in Can't Knock the Hustle as I'm going to pick him up. Because I'm trying to get in the mindset of Jay-Z. But in fact, I don't have no song. I don't know what we going to do when he get to the studio. I'm winging this shit. I ain't wrote nothing. I'm just like, and the pressure of me like, oh, this nigga here. Yeah. So I put Can't Knock the Hustle in the car, and I'm riding to get him to the airport. And in the rap, I had never paid attention to the fact that he say, deep in the South, kicking up top game. Bouncing on the highway, switching 4 lanes, screaming through the sunroof, money, anything. Right. He says all of that in the rap. And I'm like, deep in the South, why would he say that? Yeah. Right? Like, I know why he said it, but I'm saying that's the part that resonated to me. It's like, damn, he basically is saying he right here where I'm at right now. Right. And he was out here fucking around doing what he doing. And he was switching 4 lanes. I'm switching lanes as I'm listening to this shit. Right? I'm driving like that, and I'm feeling like Money in the Thing. That's just I'm listening to his music, and I'm feeling like he basically saying what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the song right there. Shit. Yeah. So then I'm listening to it on the CD. I rewind the shit. And that's all I keep doing is playing that part, rewinding it. Playing that part, rewinding it. I pull up to the airport. As soon as he get in the car, I'm like, yo, this where we gonna take this hook. And at the time, I'm like, I thought I was gonna sample the hook. I didn't know we was gonna like re-say it and all of this. But I'm playing it for him. I'm like, I want the shit to be like screaming through the sunroof, money and a thing. And, that little trip down Old National, that nigga wrote his rap without me even seeing it. Like, I'm driving him back to my house, and then I get in the house, and I put a beat on, and nigga like, let's go. And I'm like, wait a minute. We was just in the car. Like, I ain't thought about this no more. What are you talking about? And that nigga went in the studio, and he had he did his verse, and I'm like, so I'm sitting there like, did this nigga already have a verse? Like, he must have had a verse that will already go to. Yeah. But, he didn't. He wrote his verse. He basically took what I said to him in them 20 minutes down Old National, and his verse was ready to go. And that relationship just made us become really, really tight. I mean, the song blew up, and
yeah.
we start performing a lot around, so we really got a real relationship.